UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. Welcome to another episode of UFOs, our weekly report. I was going to do this last weekend, but I decided to wait and see if we have any new developments. So far, to the best of my ability, to go on the net and see what's out there, I haven't really seen anything new. So this is a special report on reptilians, and we'll get into this and so much more. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. The U.S. dollar has lost 85% of its value since the 1970s when the dollar decoupled from gold, and the government seems bent on continuing the tradition. From now until after the next elections, the government can print as much money as they want. The last time they did that, folks, inflation went up 9%. This means one thing: the security of your future and your family's future is all in your hands. Make sure you freeze the value of your wealth you are holding. Invest in gold with Noble Gold Investments. Gold is the one asset that is proven to withstand recession, inflation, and just about all economic threats. Noble Gold Investments is here to help you if you want to invest in gold. You will also get a 24-karat quarter-ounce gold standard coin for free. Folks, go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Tell them you heard it on L.A. Marzulli's show. We believe in it. We've invested a portion of our life savings in gold, and boy, folks, I am glad we did. So I'm going to get into this because something happened last week, and it went viral. This woman was on the airplane, and she was talking about allegedly someone who the eye shifted. So this is a picture, and Wesley Sangiorgi did the CGI for this. This goes back to Al Matthews' encounter with can only be called a hybrid entity. Now, we know from a Genesis 3:15 narrative that the offspring of the dragon will be at war with the offspring, the seed of the woman. And we thank Elder Brother Gary Stearman for pointing that out to us a long time ago at one of the Nephilim Mounds conferences. He took us all to school, Gary did, and it was an incredible lecture. It's all about the seed. So Gary talks about the seed war, and this is Genesis 3:15. This sets up the rest of the biblical prophetic narrative. So we know that the seed of the dragon, the offspring of the dragon, is going to be at war with the offspring of the woman. The proto-evangelium, the one coming from the seed of the woman, will crush the dragon's head. Okay, I get that. But that doesn't stop, even at the cross, the dragon from continuing to do the mingling of the seed, and that's exactly what he's doing. So Al Matthews has this encounter with this woman. It's in our films on the whole UFO disclosure, shameless plug, and you can watch that. It's CGI, but Al tells the story of what happened. This woman comes over to him, and she sits on him and wants to kiss him, and he pushes her away. When Al pushes her away, the eyes shift into these sort of reptilian slits, and she lets out the most evil laugh you've ever heard, according to Al. So what are we looking at here? The reason why I bring this up is because this isn't foreign to what we do here. This is our wheelhouse. We expect them to be walking amongst us. The title of Dr. David Jacobs' book, Walking Amongst Us. Now, Dr. David Jacobs has a completely different worldview than I do. That's fine. But he knows, as I know, that there is an ongoing breeding program between these entities. Call them what you will. Ongoing breeding program, and now they are walking amongst us. Al Matthews experienced that. So what are we to make of something like this, where this woman is going, and she doesn't seem drunk to me. She seems terrified, in my opinion. And she is, it's hard to say. So far as I know, she's not come on the record anywhere. I'm expecting her to come out and make a statement at some point. Allegedly, she was sitting next to this guy in a green hoodie, and the eyes shape-shifted. There was also a witness who was sitting back about 3 rows, and she was talking to this guy in the hoodie, according to this witness. Again, it's hearsay. We don't know. But the witness was saying that she was talking, but the guy in the hoodie never said a word. Now, was he communicating with her telepathically? That's a possibility, because we know that these entities can do that. But something happens that sets this woman off, and she goes storming off the plane. Storming off the plane. And then according to the witness who was back 3 rows, the guy in the green hoodie turned around and winked at him. But the wink was not like this, the wink was like this. Okay? So if that's true, what are we looking at? And there's the guy in the green hoodie. And this has gone viral. And the reason why I'm weighing in on it is as we get closer to the end times, we're going to see more of this. Al Matthews talks about it. The supernatural is manifesting. The dragon has his troops positioned. And, you know, people can make fun of it and people can laugh at it and scoff, oh, reptilians, that's just, you know, conspiracy theorists. No, it's not. No, it's not. They do manifest from time to time. And we've had people on the show. I'll just give you one example. And this was a friend of the show, Ted. His son came on the record, and his son was at a fast food restaurant. He was in a pickup truck. He had his friend next to him in the passenger seat, and they go up to a fast food restaurant. They order at window 1, and now they're at window 2, and they're paying and they're getting their food. So he reaches up and gets the bag. Some of you have heard me tell the story, but this is what's pertinent to our discussion here. He reaches up and gets the bag and hands it over to his friend. Great. Now he gets his bag, and as he reaches up, the woman who is leaning out of the window holding the bag, her face shape shifts. And part of it becomes this sort of iridescent alien face. He freaks out. She freaks out. She covers her face and runs away from the window. What are we to make of that story? He's not the only one. We have had numerous reports of people having encounters which I can only refer to as hybrids. So the seed of a dragon will be at war with the seed of the woman. Once again, Genesis 3:15. This is the entire biblical narrative. We're warned. This is what it's about. And so the dragon is outnumbered 2-1. I remember asking Chuck Messler this. What about the hybrids? And Chuck said right on the record, oh, Satan's outnumbered 2-1. He's building an army. And frankly, folks, this is what I see. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. So what differentiates the days of Noah from any other time in history is what? The presence of the B'nai Elohim, the fallen angels, mixing their seed. Nothing, it's the same thing that's been going on for thousands of years. Unfortunately, most churches never teach it, and so people are ignorant of the fact that it is all about the seed, and it is a seed war which is ongoing. Their seed will mingle with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another. Again, Daniel chapter 2, verse 43. So who are they? It's right there. Remember, the book of Daniel is sealed until the time of the end when it's open. Now we are in the time of the end. The angel gives us a supernatural clue when he says, men and women will run to and fro over the face of the earth and knowledge will increase. That's exactly what's happened. As I'm speaking, men and women running to and fro over the face of the earth, knowledge increases exponentially. Who are they? What is this mingling of the seed? Goes back to Genesis 3:15. This is why Genesis 3:15, in my opinion, is absolutely paramount in our grasping of the biblical prophetic narrative. Because unless we understand what's going on, we will never understand what the dragon is up to. And of course, the coming UFO invasion exposing the dragon's dark secrets. So this again is from Scott Carpenter. This is the kind of stuff that's manifesting here. I think you can see this. And there is a sphere. You can see it right behind me there. So if you look at the pathway where Scott Carpenter is on, there is a sphere which is manifesting. And in that sphere is an entity. You can see the shape of the entity. So Scott is an incredible Bigfoot investigator because he's learned that as he's walking through the woods, if I have a camera pointing backwards, that's where they manifest. And of course, that's exactly what happened. This came in from friends of the show. We see this entity appearing. This is a game trail camera. And then, so this is number 1, where we've got the swirling image that we see right here. And then, of course, it manifests. And this is what we get. Notice it's wearing some sort of a tunic-like thing. It appears like its chest is open. Notice the pointed ears, and look at the eyes here. The way they're not round like ours are, they're more rectangular. Very strange. I believe something is manifesting. And this is what we see. This is what's beginning to happen, and that's why I'm running with this. To go back, even though we've had it before on the show, and we've shown this before on Supernatural Confrontations. Many of you have missed this. So while we're seeing and hearing this woman on the airplane completely freak out, and she's terrified in my opinion. I mean, to get up like that, okay, if she's on drugs, if she's drunk or something, then now we have a reason. But if she's not, then something has happened. Then she's witnessed something which has absolutely terrified her, and that's why she's running to get off that plane. So the skeptics say, well, you can take a sheet and do this. That's what a sheet looks like. But the guy standing there, not buying it. Then, of course, we've got this one, and this is in our Supernatural Confrontation film, which we are still working on. And this woman appears in Norway last summer, and she's wearing this very bizarre dress, and she's glaring at the witness. The witness is there with his wife. So it's a husband and wife around 9 o'clock in the morning, beautiful summer day, over in Europe. And this woman appears and looks at him with unmitigated hate. This drawing, by the way, is from the witness. And she appears to slither down the aisle. She never moves her feet. She just comes slithering down the aisle. And she's like 5 feet away, and she lifts up her skirt. She's not wearing any underwear. And I realize I'm not trying to be pornographic here, but these entities want to breed with us. Just like Al Matthews, it's the same thing. This is what we hear over and over and over again. When you read Graham Hancock's book, Supernatural, at the very end, he's engaged, he's taking ayahuasca, and he's engaging with these entities. And at the very end of the book, he goes, whoever these entities are, whatever they are, they seem obsessed with making some sort of a hybrid with us. Genesis 3:15. Their seed will mingle with the seed of men. The seed of a dragon will be at war, at enmity with the seed of the woman. It's right there. It's screaming at us. But it's not taught in the churches for the most part. That's why when I'm lecturing, and I won't be doing this in Ohio because they only have like an hour, and so I might touch on it very quickly. But we are in the midst of a seed war. It is manifesting, and when you get testimonies like this from people, we know something is going on. So, folks, I will be at the Go Therefore conference July 28th and 29th. Dr. Mike, Derek, Sharon Gilbert, they're always great. Dr. Michael Lake, Dr. Gregory Reed, who I've not seen in some years, anxious to see him. David Hebner, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, Coach Dave, Pastor Casper, Randy Conway, Kenny Say, Tom Dunn, Nathan Branham, and Vicki Joy Anderson, our very own Vicki Joy Anderson, with their incredible book, Sleep Paralysis. They only come out at night. So here it is. 5-part DVD series. You can get it by going to lamarzulli.net. I am working on number 6. It's the darkest film I've ever worked on. I think I said that yesterday, but I'll repeat again today. It's extremely dark. There will be viewer discretion advised because, like the crop circles exposing a language of the dragon, we are exposing the deeds of the dragon. The dark deeds of the dragon. That's what we're doing. We're exposing the dark deeds of the dragon. Anyway, tomorrow, Questions with LA. If you've got a UFO experience, please shoot me an email, ufo@lamarzulli.net. That's ufo@lamarzulli.net, especially if you've got video or film. So that's what we're after there. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. We're coming up on the 200,000 subscribers, and we thank you for your patronage. Thank you for coming here on a daily basis. Some of you, when we're at conferences, people come up and go, yeah, you're in our living room every night. That's an honor, and thank you for trusting us. Anyway, folks, thanks so much for watching once again, and we'll see you tomorrow with Questions for LA.